Hi Stuart, as promised, just wanted to share these swings with you. Swing on the left from last night, which we were really pleased with the progress. Swing on the right was our first session, 25th of October. So when we first hooked up, you had a really steep angle of attack. Obviously we're using TrackMan and 3D. Really steep angle of attack, around 7 or 8 degrees down with your mid iron, like a 7 or a 6 iron. Deep divots on the golf course, struggling with pitching, and what we kind of understood is you don't really get any rotation through your pelvis and through your rib cage. Quite a limited rotation, so you overload the wrist accumulator. What we've got in the new motion, we've got much more rotation of the pelvis and the rib cage, but not only much more, much earlier. We've still got some stuff we can do with the relationship between the lead arm and the rib cage, with regard to getting the geometry of the club a little bit better, but much more rotation through the pelvis and rib cage. And then you don't need to use the wrists as much, the wrist accumulator, because you're able to recruit power from elsewhere. Now, in the downswing, you got even more load of your wrists. Okay, so obviously a good player, playing off like 1 handicap, so you're obviously a really good player, but you want to get better. Okay, so look at how much better that is. Look at how much wider the shaft is from the body, and we've got you down to around 3.5 degrees angle of attack, because not only are you wider at the top of the swing, you're wider in transition and halfway down, and then you can go ahead and just pivot onto the ball a little bit better, and that's a much shallower angle of attack, whereas over here on the right you really used to kind of thud down at the ball. You had to stall the pivot, and as your wrist accumulation unloaded, you really had a thud down. I think these improvements are going to be really noticeable from this view. Love to film from this view. You can see lots of cool stuff. Okay, so that's top of the backswing. So very limited pelvic rotation, limited ribcage rotation, overloaded the wrist joint, earlier rotation of the pelvis, which in turn is a bigger rotation, less use of the wrists, and there's top of the backswing. Okay, much wider. Now in transition, really noticeable. You see that? Wow. Obviously you're a good player, playing off a low handicap, 1 handicap over here on the right. Okay. Now as we keep on this journey, I'm going to keep encouraging you to widen this angle out even more and utilize your pivot even better through the golf ball. Okay, but that's much better. Hope this helps you. Keep up the really good work, mate. I'm starting to make some really good progress now, and I'll catch you next month. Cheers.